You were hit by a car. What were your injuries that you sustained? And then you had no medical intervention whatsoever?
MCL, PCL in my right knee, fractured my vertebrae, had a severe concussion, had a black eye for like 6 months, and every once in a while I could see one eye a little bit more squinting than the other. I begged for them to let me out the hospital. Like I was crying, like, how can I heal when every day you bring a new sick person in next to me? But I finally convinced them to let me out the hospital by being a jerk, being real mean to the nurses, and like being ignorant. And they flipped me over one night, threw me on my side and left me there. And then the next morning they said, you can go home. I was supposed to be on bed rest for 6 months. I was back in 28 to 30 days outside, walking with a cane, driving.
You managed to self-heal yourself through spirituality. Like, how is that possible?
And I'm telling the physical therapist, I don't believe in surgery. I can heal myself. It's like, you literally lost your mind. Like, if you can come in here and bend your knee at a 45-degree angle, then I'll say you don't need the surgery, but that'll never happen. Let me get the hemotype magnetic stones. I'm going to put them on each end where the ligament's supposed to be, and then I'm going to use my mind power to visualize my ligaments fusing together. I'm on bed rest. I have nowhere to go. I have hours of being able to sit into these meditations. I'm studying, and I'm fresh off in near death, so I'm more prone and susceptible to maybe tapping into the chitta.
But just clarify for me the timescale of this.
What I was told was the time from accident to family was somewhere around 10 hours. But in that moment, it felt like a second.
And you hear all the cliche things about, oh, my life flashed before my eyes and all this stuff. Did you have anything like that? And if so, can you tell us about it?
Didn't see any beings. I didn't have anybody, beings come talk to me in that moment. From my recollection of that moment was more of a feeling. All right. So I can't express it to you in a way that would make sense besides me trying my best to articulate the feeling that I had in those moments. And that feeling in that moment was a feeling of knowing everything. It wasn't bright light, but that bright light could have been the lights flashing on my eyes from my eyes closed. I could have been under a medical light. I could have been under whatever, right? So I'm not one to try to tell someone about this experience in a way that sounds extravagant, mystical. It was very mystical, but not because of what I saw or the things that was happening, but mainly about what I felt. And then the level of clarity that I then was in after it, right? The level of like sanity and space of like, yo, let me out this hospital. I can't heal. So now when I'm doing planches on my fingertips, I visualize those things before I do them. Like I literally see myself in it. I spend time in the meditation and thinking and seeing myself completing it way before I do the physical work to try to get to it. So I might learn something in 30 days that people tell me takes a year. Like, you took a year to get planch? Okay, let me try this a couple times in meditation, and I might have it in like 3 weeks of practice.